According to the latest court filings regarding former National Security Advisor Michael Flynn, Flynn notified Special Prosecutor Robert Mueller on multiple different occasions about attempts from both the administration and from those connected with Congress to actually obstruct Robert Mueller's investigation. One thing we know for certain is that there was a voicemail that was left for Michael Flynn's attorney by Donald Trump's attorney that essentially said, listen, we know you've probably made some kind of deal, but we just want to explain to you what a, stark issue this is. This is a matter of national security if you implicate the president in anything. So, the president and his feelings towards Flynn have always been great. Just take that into consideration. Now, they weren't necessarily using the word pardon, but it's pretty obvious from the voicemail, which you can actually find a partial transcript of that in the description of this video. But that's exactly what they were trying to hint at. Michael Flynn, don't go in there and throw Donald Trump under the bus. For one, you're going to basically put the United States in a horrible position, and you don't want to be responsible for that. And two, Donald Trump has always loved you. And he can do things for you should you get convicted of this. This was just one instance, and this happened to be the one where Michael Flynn actually gave that voicemail to the special prosecutor's office. They had that information. They had that intelligence. So at this point, knowing what we know now, knowing that Michael Flynn was repeatedly trying to warn investigators that, hey, they're trying to obstruct this investigation, we have no choice at this point but to conclude that Donald Trump obstructed justice. And I know we'd all pretty much all known that in the past, but as I've said plenty of times, you cannot have obstruction of justice if you do not have intent. And it's pretty obvious from this voicemail that the intent was to change Michael Flynn's testimony so that it didn't harm Donald Trump. That's intent. That is black and white, clear as day, 100% intent to obstruct justice. Based solely on this one voicemail, Democrats in the House of Representatives should have already moved forward with impeachment. The articles of impeachment should have already been filed. That's where we're at right now. But those in the leadership in the Democratic Party in the House of Representatives continue to drag their feet. They continue to kind of tease it out a little bit like, oh, we may have to use impeachment as an investigatory tool to get our hands on the documents that we want. Listen, you have obstruction of justice. Obstruction of justice is sitting in your lap right now. It's sitting in court documents, in courtrooms all over the D.C. area. It's sitting in that Mueller report, including the redacted version that you have. You could do this today. We could be wrapped up with it by 5 p.m. tonight, right? But you're not. You're dragging your feet. You're acting like, oh, we don't want to make waves. We don't want to offend any voters out there. No, trust me. You may not have the numbers behind you right now on impeachment. You're very close, actually, though. But you're going to once you start it. Once you make it happen. Prior to all this talk about Medicare for All and the plans for Medicare for All and explaining to people what it would do for them, prior to that, a majority of people in this country didn't support it. But then we started moving forward with it and showing them how great it would be, and now a majority do. Same thing would happen with impeachment right now. And if I'm wrong, then what's the worst that could happen? Seriously, what's the worst that could happen? Donald Trump doesn't get removed from office? Democrats still have a hard-fought 2020 election? Those things are going to happen anyway. So why not just go ahead with all of the evidence that you have right now and start impeachment proceedings immediately? It makes absolutely zero sense to continue waiting at this point. Thanks for watching, everybody. And don't forget, if you like what you see here, like, comment, share, and subscribe to our channel. And now you can also become a member of Ring of Fire and get exclusive early access to certain Ring of Fire videos all throughout the week. Just click on the little join button right below the video.